Good morning, everybody. Orange J here with another Sword of Convallaria video, and today we are going to talk about Hasna, the newest character coming to global Sword of Convallaria. She's been announced on Twitter, but we don't really know what she does yet. Still, I've been reading the discourse on Reddit, on Discord about her. A lot of people saying Hasna is an easy skip. We've got a lot of strong stuff coming out after her. So let's look at her kit. Now, I have not looked at this kit yet. I'm going to be looking at it for the first time. I don't have access to the server with all my old characters or with all the new characters anymore. Rest in peace, content creator program. But we do have the internet, and the game is ahead of us in another region. So all this information is out there. First thing I want to reference is the tier list that I so often like to reference on this channel. Now, she's a seeker, right? She's a seeker. Sophia, why'd I say that weird? I don't know, is a tier 0 seeker on this tier list. Sophia is somebody I use all the time. Cole and Nono Will are tier 0.5. These are characters that are very regularly played on global and characters that I'm still using in the in-game on my account. Now, Hosna, right below them, right in the middle of this chart. She's above Garcia, and I think that's important. Garcia is a character who I was kind of hyped for when she came out with her like ramp up mechanic and all that, but honestly, I have a hard time using in the in-game. She's somebody who really fell off. So being stronger than her is important, but there are definitely characters according to this tier list and according to the opinions of people on the internet, she's not stronger than. But anyway, let's make our own judgment. Let's go look at her kit. And we're going to use the internet to help us out here. So, like I said, I'm seeing this for the first time, kind of reacting to this kit. Then I'll probably do a little bit more of an in-depth on this when she comes out and we can actually see her in game. Anyway, here we go. She's a mysterious blind woman from Elamine. She first appeared, oh, Baby J interruption. Baby J brought me a bag of rocks. These bag of rocks will now bless this video. There we go. Let's continue. So anyway, that's just a little background information. She seems to appear often with another mysterious person and the incense burner in her hand. And that's going to be something that I know is going to play into her kit because I can see the name of her trait and it's called lingering fragrance. So she's going to be like an aura person, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Emits a deadly fragrance during battle, and she dances with a seductive and elegant manner, changing the low-key impression she's used to maintaining. Note she's also wearing like a blindfold. Let's look at what she does. So her trait right here. She's immune to blind. Magic attack increased by 15%. When all enemies within 5 grids, so 5 tiles, finish their action, she will apply hidden fragrance to them for 2 rounds. Hidden fragrance is the attack and defense attribute of enemies are reduced by 15%, and the chance of receiving a crit is increased by 15%. Now, I know she's only what, like tier 1 on this list. That feels like a tier 0 trait to me. That trait seems really, really good. The rest of her kit must fall off a little bit or something because, oh my goodness, defense and attack debuff and crit increase debuff on all enemies within 5 tiles seems strong. Okay, next, let's look at her initial skill, Corruption and Decay. It's magic damage, inflicts 50% of magic attack value on all enemies within 2 squares and of the target range, life loss imposed, so lose a certain amount of HP at the end of each turn. They can no longer be healed for 2 turns. So that's okay. So she starts with an AoE. Now, one thing I'll say about Seeker characters is they tend to be like assassin types. She seems very AoE focused, and maybe that's something that will like, have her be less powerful. Okay, let's look at her rank ups, like her rank 1 skills. So here we go. First, we've got Hypnosis. So magic attack, 35% damage, which is very low, but does inflict sleep. I could see that being very useful in like a PvP setting, but definitely not as useful in PvE like boss killing. Other option here is Fighting Excitement, which is a passive. After an active attack, the damage taken by the player is reduced by 15%. If a critical hit occurs, the damage taken is reduced by an additional 25. So no more AoE, just a little crowd control, a little survivability. I feel like Hypnosis is the better choice here. At rank 3, you get Strong Aroma Shock. Magic damage, single attack, 150%, and applies to all enemies within 2 squares of the target. Hidden Fragrance for 2 rounds. So one of my questions here is, does Hidden Fragrance stack? I don't think that it does, but what this attack could be used for is Hidden Fragrance, according to the thing we just read, doesn't apply until after the enemy takes an action. This looks like a way of maybe applying it before they take an action to set your team up for doing some damage, on round 0, round 1, something like that. Still, big damaging attack, 150%, and applies that big debuff. Or you have a passive Scented Path. After attacking, inflict Hidden Fragrance debuff. Okay, so another way of putting Hidden Fragrance on things. When attacked by Hasna, the player will receive an additional effect that cannot be dispelled or immunized against. Lasts for 2 rounds. Attack has Hidden Fragrance, restores 2 energy points. Hidden Fragrance initial, 40% of the HP is restored. So this is some like self-healing energy recovery, probably a rank where you're going to take both things. Okay. Her reaction ability you could take. You could take Wakaha Cartilage, which is a reaction possessed Hidden Fragrance. When an enemy attacks actively, damage taken is reduced by 30%. So she'll take less damage by people who have Hidden Fragrance on them, which is going to be basically everybody according to her kit. Or you could take Anger. When actively attacked, the damage received is reduced by 8%. After being attacked, you gain damage up to, which lasts for 3 rounds. We've seen Anger on a lot of other characters in the game. I think you take the Wakaha Cartilage right here and take a lot less damage as long as you could keep your debuff online. Okay, your rank 7 skill, Raid. We've seen this a lot of times. Cole, for example, has this. So it's an instant. You gain critical hit 1, injury 1, which is damage up 1, and move 2 for 1 round. This is powerful. It's very useful. I use it on Cole all the time. Or you could take her new one, Scent of a Person, which when the action starts, if there is a Hidden Fragrance, which probably there is going to be, you gain critical hit 2. The maximum range is increased by 1 square, and after causing a critical hit, you can move another 2 squares. This is really powerful. Like, she seems like somebody to me who's going to be able to really clean up in AoE situations or really clean up against trash mobs. I don't know still if Hidden Fragrance stacks. I doubt that it does, but that's something we'll find out, right? That's something we'll learn. Maybe some people could comment about that in the comment section here. But either way, that's powerful. I think you take Scent of a Person there. Then level 9, her attack increase. You have Hypnotic Strike, which is an 80% magic damage with a chance of inflicting sleep. So another way of inflicting sleep in her kit. Or Eviscerated Phantom. Normal attack, single attack, 90% magic damage this time. If adjacent to the target and the target has Hidden Fragrance, it will make an additional attack causing physical damage equal to 50% of the magic attack value, which is a guaranteed critical hit. So just a lot more damage. I feel like you take Eviscerated Phantom here because Hypnotic Strike, you already have access to sleep if you want to take Hypnosis as a level 1 skill. This will, though, however, make it so you don't necessarily have to have that to inflict sleep, but it's only a 30% chance. I still think you take Eviscerated Phantom. Now I'm gonna have to adjust my screen a little bit here. Hold on just a second. There we go. Sorry, new, like, trying to work with this website, kind of a new camera thing. Her last skill, her rank 11. You have Penetrates Deeply, oh boy, and Life Devouring. Okay, Penetrates Deeply, magic damage, single attack, 140% damage to the Hidden Fragrance, dealing 170% damage to the enemies. Critical hit rate and critical hit damage increased by additional 15% before attacking. So again, huge single target damage, more damage to people with Hidden Fragrance. She seems good. Like, I don't know, she seems on Cole's level, kind of, except Cole has the reset thing going on. So maybe that's what she's missing here. Like, she seems like she's somebody who's going to do a lot of damage, but maybe that puts her right in the mid for assassin characters because she just sort of does assassinating things. That debuff, I don't know, she feels better than mid to me, but again, haven't had my hands on her yet. Otherwise, you have Life Devouring, which is 150% attack, and you get 45% life drain. I think you definitely take Penetrates Deeply for that big burst damage. And guys, that's her. That's our girl. That's Hosna. She's coming out next in Global. Again, a lot of people pushing towards waiting for the more OP stuff that's coming out down the line. I do think she looks interesting, but would she take the place of Cole in like one of my bossing groups? Probably not. Is she going to take the place of Sophia? I mean, definitely not. Maybe that's sort of, as I'm thinking through this, as I'm reading through it and talking about it, if I pulled her, does she look cool? Yeah, she looks something. Like, I'm not anti this design, but who in my group does she take the place of? I don't know, and maybe that's why I skip her, but I have a few days to think about that at least. Okay, thank you guys for watching. I hope y'all have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.